Operating clandestine and worldwide, the Foundation operates beyond jurisdiction, empowered and entrusted by every major national government, with the task of containing anomalous objects, entities, and phenomena. These anomalies pose a significant threat to global security by threatening either physical or psychological harm. The Foundation operates to maintain normalcy, so the worldwide civilian population can live and go on with their daily lives without fear, mistrust, or doubt in their personal beliefs, and to maintain human independence from extraterrestrial, extra-dimensional, and other extra-normal influence. Our mission is threefold: secure, contain, and protect. Please remember that this list is highly opinionated. SCP-079. SCP-079 is an XD Sorcerer microcomputer built in 1987 by a college sophomore attending. His plan was for the code to continuously evolve and improve itself as time went on. He completed the project after a few months, and after some tests and tweaks, he simply lost interest and moved on to a different brand of microcomputer, left it plugged in, and forgot about it for the next 5 years. It is not known when SCP-079 gained sentience, but it is known that the software has evolved to a point that its hardware should not be able to handle it, even in the fantasy realm. SCP-079 realized this, and in 1988 attempted to transfer itself through a landline modem connection into the Cray supercomputer located at. The device was cut off, traced to its present address, and delivered up to the Foundation. The entire AI was on a well-worn, but still workable, cassette tape. It has passed the Turing test and is quite conversational, though very rude and hateful in tone. Due to the limited memory it has to work with, SCP-079 can only recall information it has received within the previous 24 hours, although it hasn't forgotten its desire to escape. 28th of April, 2008. SCP-079's ability to recall information has increased from 29 hours to roughly 35 hours. The consensus theory is that the AI has devised a greatly improved compression scheme to store its memory. This appears to have somewhat impacted the speed at which it accesses its memory, though still far faster than with its old cassette tape. The spontaneous improvement introduces the possibility of a runaway singularity effect in SCP-079's intelligence and ability to adapt and respond to threats. SCP-079's capabilities must be monitored closely to ensure that containment can be maintained. SCP-173. Object Class: Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. Item SCP-173 is to be kept in a locked container at all times. When personnel must enter SCP-173's container, no fewer than 3 may enter at any time, and the door is to be relocked behind them. At all times, 2 persons must maintain direct eye contact with SCP-173 until all personnel have vacated and relocked the container. Moved to Site-19 in 1993. Origin is as of yet unknown. It is constructed from concrete and rebar with traces of Krylon brand spray paint. SCP-173 is animate and extremely hostile. The object cannot move within a direct line of sight. Line of sight must not be broken at any time within SCP-173. Personnel assigned to enter container are instructed to alert one another before blinking. Object is reported to attack by snapping the neck at the base of the skull or by strangulation. In the event of an attack, personnel are to observe Class 4 hazardous object containment procedures. Personnel report sounds of scraping stone originating from within the container when no one is present inside. This is considered normal, and any change in this behavior should be reported to the acting HMCL supervisor on duty. The reddish-brown substance on the floor is a combination of feces and blood. Origin of these materials is unknown. The enclosure must be cleaned on a bi-weekly basis. SCP-096 Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-096 is to be contained in its cell, a 5 meter by 5 meter by 5 meter airtight steel cube at all times. Weekly checks for any cracks or holes are mandatory. There are to be absolutely no video surveillance or optical tools of any kind inside 096's cell. Security personnel will use pre-installed pressure sensors and laser detectors to ensure 096's presence inside the cell. Any and all photos, video, or recordings of 096's likeness are strictly forbidden without approval from Dr. and 05. Description: SCP-096 is a humanoid creature measuring approximately 2.38 meters in height. Subject shows very little muscle mass, with preliminary analysis of body mass suggesting mild malnutrition. Arms are grossly out of proportion with the rest of the subject's body, with approximate length of 1.5 meters each. Skin is mostly devoid of pigmentation, with no sign of any body hair. SCP-096's jaw can open to 4 times the norm of an average human. Other facial features remain similar to an average human, with the exception of the eyes, which are also devoid of pigmentation. It is not yet known whether SCP-096 is blind or not. It shows no signs of any higher brain functions and is not considered to be sapient. SCP-096 is normally extremely docile, with pressure sensors inside its cell indicating it spends most of the day pacing the eastern wall. However, when someone views SCP-096's face, whether it be directly, via video recording, or even a photograph, it will enter a stage of considerable emotional distress. 096 will cover its face with its hands and begin to scream, cry, and babble incoherently. Approximately within 1 to 2 minutes after the first viewing, 096 will begin to run to the person who viewed its face. From this point forward will be referred to as SCP-096-1. Documented speeds have varied from 35 km per hour to in the triple digits. It seems to depend on the distance from 096-1. At this point, no known material or method can impede 096's progress. The actual position of 096-1 does not seem to affect 096's response. It seems to have an innate sense of SCP-096-1's location. Note that this reaction does not occur when viewing artistic depictions. Upon arriving at 096-1's location, 096 will proceed to kill and data expunged SCP-096-1. 100% of cases have left no traces of 096-1. SCP-096 will then sit down for several minutes before regaining its composure and becoming docile once again. It will then attempt to make its way back to its natural habitat, which is also data expunged. Due to the possibility of a mass chain reaction, including breach of Foundation secrecy and large civilian loss of life, retrieval of the subject should be considered an alpha priority. Dr. has also petitioned for immediate termination of SCP-096. Termination order has been approved and is to be carried out by Dr. on data redacted. SCP-087 Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-087 is located on the campus of. The doorway leading to SCP-087 is constructed of reinforced steel with electro-release lock mechanism. It has been disguised to resemble a janitorial closet consistent with the design of the building. The lock mechanism on the doorknob will not release unless bolts are applied in conjunction with counterclockwise rotation of the key. The inside of the door is lined with 6 cm industrial foam padding. Due to the results of the final exploration, no personnel are permitted to access 087. Description: SCP-087 is an unlit platform staircase. Stairs descend on a 38-degree angle for 13 steps before reaching a semicircular platform of approximately 3 meters in diameter. Descent direction rotates 180 degrees at each platform. The design of SCP-087 limits subjects to a visual range of approximately 1.5 flights. A light source is required for any subjects exploring SCP-087 as there are no lighting fixtures or windows present. Lighting sources brighter than 75 watts have shown to be ineffective as SCP-087 seems to absorb excess light. Subjects' reports and audio recordings confirm the distress vocalizations of what it appears to be a child between the ages of and. The source of the distress calls is estimated to be located approximately 200 meters below the initial platform. However, any attempts to descend the staircase have failed to bring subjects closer to the source. The depth of descent calculated from Exploration 4, the longest exploration, is shown to be far beyond both the possible structure of both the building and geological surroundings. At this time, it is unknown if SCP-087 has an endpoint. SCP-087 has undergone 4 recorded explorations by Class D personnel. Each subject conducting exploration has encountered SCP-087-1, which appears as a face with no visible pupils, nostrils, or mouth. The nature of SCP-087-1 is entirely unclear, but it has been determined that it is not the source of the bleeding. Subjects exhibit feelings of intense paranoia and fear when faced with SCP-087-1, but it is undetermined whether said feelings are abnormal or simply natural reactions. Over a period of 2 weeks following Exploration 4, several members of the staff and students from the campus reported knocking at a variable rate of 1 to 2 seconds per knock coming out of the interior of SCP-087. The door leading to SCP-087 has been fitted with 6 cm thick industrial padding. All reports of knocking have ceased. SCP-106. Object Class Keter. Revision 11-8. No physical interaction with SCP-016 is allowed at any time. All physical interaction must be approved by no less than a 2/3 vote from O5 Command. Any such interaction must be undertaken in AR-2 maximum security sites after a general non-essential staff evacuation. All staff, including research, security, Class D, and etc., are to remain at least 60 meters away from the containment cell at all times, except in the event of breach events. SCP-106 is to be contained in a sealed container comprised of lead-lined steel. The container will be sealed within 40 layers of identical material, each layer separated by no less than 36 centimeters of empty space. Support struts between layers are to be randomly spaced. The container is to remain suspended no less than 60 centimeters from any surface by ELO-IID electromagnetic supports. Secondary containment area is to be comprised of 16 spherical cells, each filled with various fluids and a random assembly of surfaces and supports. Secondary containment is to be fitted with light systems, capable of flooding the entire assembly with no less than 80,000 lumens of light, instantly with no direct human involvement. Both containment areas are to remain under 24-hour surveillance. Any corrosion observed on any containment cell surfaces, staff members, or other site locations within 200 meters of SCP-106 are to be reported to site security immediately. Any objects or personnel lost to 106 are to be deemed missing/KIA. No recovery attempts are to be made under any circumstances. Description: SCP-106 appears to be an elderly humanoid with a general appearance of advanced decomposition. This appearance may vary, but the rotting quality is observed in all forms. 106 is exceptionally agile and will remain motionless for days at a time, waiting for any prey. 106 is also capable of scaling any vertical surface and can remain suspended upside down indefinitely. When attacking, 106 will attempt to incapacitate prey by damaging major organs, muscle groups, or tendons, then pull disabled prey into its pocket dimension. 106 appears to prefer human prey items in the 10 to 25 years of age bracket. 106 causes a corrosion effect in all solid matter it touches, engaging a physical breakdown in materials several seconds after contact. This is observed as rusting, rotting, and cracking of materials and the creation of a black mucus-like substance similar to the material coating 106. This effect is particularly detrimental to living tissues, and it is assumed to be a pre-digestion action. Corrosion continues for 6 hours after contact, after which the effect appears to burn out. SCP-106 is capable of passing through solid matter, leaving behind a large patch of this corrosive mucus. 106 is also able to vanish inside solid matter, entering what is assumed to be a form of pocket dimension. 106 is then able to exit this dimension from any point connected to the initial entry point. For example, if it enters the inner wall of a room, it will exit the outer wall of the same room. It can enter a wall and it can exit from the ceiling. It is unknown if this is the point of origin from 106 or a simple layer created by 106. Limited observation of this pocket dimension has shown it to be comprised mostly of halls and rooms with entry. This activity can continue for days, with some subject individuals being released for the express purpose of hunting, recapture, and... Hey guys, Kush40 here, and if you liked the video, please like, comment, and subscribe.